Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. I know I've been gone for a long time. You know, things happen. I don't know. Long story. We won't get into it in this video. But this video, I wanted to share with you guys the new Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette. I just went to their launch party last night and I was like, okay, I have to do a video on this. And I know I haven't been back on YouTube in a minute and whatever, but I was like, what better video to do than like trying makeup on, right? So today I'm going to be trying the Urban Decay Cherry palette for the very first time on camera with you guys. And so if you'd like to see my thoughts on it and how to do this look, then please keep watching. Okay guys, so this is what the like PR thing that we got at the party looks like. It's a cherry. And I actually dropped it like several times at the event. Oops, did I mention Snoop Dogg was there? Yeah, did I also mention that I cut the music on accident? And Snoop Dogg was like, thanks girls. It's fine. My only interaction with Snoop Dogg and I cut his music. Good. Okay, so inside we've got the collection. And so we've got an eyeshadow palette, some lipstick, some eyeliners, a blush palette, and then a setting spray. So let me take all this out. 1 second. Okay, so here's what the packaging looks like. Beautiful as always. Urban Decay is one of my favorite brands of all time, so I'm so excited to try this. And I wanted to try it for the first time on camera with you guys. So then we've got their blush palette, 2 of their Vice lipsticks, and then 2 of their 24-hour glide-on eye pencils. And then we've got their all-nighter cherry scented setting spray. So that should be fun to try this. This is brand new. Okay, so I already have like my face on. I've got foundation, concealer, bronzer, blah, 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 powder, and eyebrows. Okay, so we're just gonna put all of this on to fill in the blanks. Okay, so here's the palette. It's beautiful. Then we open. It comes with their brush that always comes in the palettes. And we've got all of these like cherry, pink, purpley shades. I'm so excited. Okay, so to start, I'm gonna go in with Caution, the shade right here. And I'm gonna put that all over my lid. I already have my lid set with powder, but I like to start by putting an eyeshadow all over the lid. So I don't know if this is even like one of those people kind of thing, but like I like to use like a ton of shades in the palette, if that's not weird. Like I will literally use almost all the shades if I want to. So I'm just kind of going to go down the line. I'm going to go in with Feels, which is this shade right here. I'm going to take this Luxie 235 blending brush that already, it's like stained, so ignore that. And I'm going to really pack the product like in. I like to go like pack. And then I take the back of my hand and I go like this. Because look at all that excess that's coming off. I don't like to tap because that just brings like all of the eyeshadow to the top and then you're still going to get fallout. So you kind of want to like load the brush on the back of your hand like this. So you're not going to get a ton of fallout and then go in with it. So just going to kind of go on the outer corner into the crease and then blend upwards. I'm going to use this kind of as like my transition shade. And I feel like lately I've been trying to take more time with my eyeshadow because for a long time I was just like so over eyeshadow taking way too long. And so I would just kind of like throw it on whatever willy-nilly, you know, and it just never would look good. And I was like, why doesn't it ever look good like the way I want it to? And figured it out. It's because I wasn't trying hard enough. Imagine that. So I started trying harder. And what do you know? It looks better. Shocking. I know. So anyway, I go in probably with like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 layers of shadow each color because I really like want it to be deposited and blended correctly. I mean like all the way, you know what I'm saying? And I blend all the way kind of out toward my brow over here and then not all the way up to my brow on the top, but close, because this is like the transition shade and I want to make sure there's like something way out here when I start to blend out like the darker colors. And I just add more until I'm happy with the opacity, the opaqueness. Also, just be aware when you're doing your eyeshadow of the angle of the brush. A lot of times, like when I was first starting to do my eyeshadow, I mean, I've been doing it for a long time, but like when I was really getting into makeup, I would wonder, like, why does one of my eyes look different than the other? And I eventually realized it was because when I was doing this eye, obviously it's like same arm, same hand, same eye. So this is a lot easier than reaching across your body. So if this is the angle I'm going at this eye with, I should go at this eye with the same angle. Because if you're going to go like down here with this eye, then it's going to end up looking different. So if you use the same angle, you'll probably get your eyes to be a little bit more even. Not perfect, but just a little more even. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is called Bing. And it's kind of like a brighter purpley shade, but I kind of want it to peek through because I'm going to do the rest kind of like a darker, smoky cherry, smoked cherry. Ooh, is that what this is called? So I want that kind of brightness to peek through just a tad. So I'm going to go in with the same brush as before, tap it off on the back of my hand, and go. So far, I'm really liking these shadows. I'm a sucker for Urban Decay, I gotta be honest. And I forgot to mention, this video is not sponsored at all. I just really wanted to try this palette out with you guys. Urban Decay has my favorite palettes of all time, so this one is not disappointing yet. I will say the only thing with a lot of Urban Decay palettes and a lot of like their eyeshadows, they have a lot of, is it called fallout when it's in the pan? I don't know what is it called, but there is quite a bit of fallout. But I feel like the colors are so pigmented and they really do go on so nicely that I'm like, I tap it on the back of my hand. I be careful. You could do your eye makeup without any makeup on, and then it's super easy to clean up. Or you can just be a little bit careful, and I have no problem. So that is the only kind of downside I would say to a lot of their eyeshadow palettes, that they just have like a lot of kickback. That's what it's called. But it doesn't really bother me. It's better than not having any, and then like the color goes on super patchy or like, you know, I don't know, something weird. Okay, so going down the line, I'm going to go in with Devilish, which is right next to it, just a little bit darker, a little less electric. I'm switching brushes. This is a Luxie 229 tapered blending brush, just a little bit smaller to get a little more, you know, detail. What am I saying? I don't know. So with the darker colors, I really want to kind of concentrate them on this outer corner, but I will also bring them in this way just a little bit to like even it out, round it out. But like I really want to keep the darkness on the outer corner. Gives it that like smoky effect. Bring it up just a little bit. I'm also going to go in with my like bigger blending brush to really like blend out those lines up there. But for now, just depositing a tiny bit of color around there, so when I blend it out, everything's smooth and even. Smooth and even. Smooth and even. Getting a little fallout. I just go whoop with a really like soft, fluffy, light brush underneath my eye. Very gently, then wipe off the excess so that it doesn't smear anywhere. And look at that. No fallout. All right, now it's time for the dark shade. Going in with this dark shade here, it's called Privacy. You can see it's like got like a hint of cherry. It's like dark cherry. Why didn't they call it that? Hire me, Urban Decay. I'm really good at naming things. I'm sorry, I'm so annoying. Okay, so I'm taking that on this Sigma Blending E36 brush. It's super like kind of like concentrated, small. Like do I not know how to describe brushes? Apparently not. It's fine. But it's just good for putting like things exactly where you want them, if that makes sense. So I'm going to really kind of work this into the outer corner and then also kind of into the crease and then blend upwards eventually. But I really want the concentration of the darkest part to be on the outer corner. Also, if you ever feel like your eyeshadow is like going on way too harshly or like too intense, it could be your brush, but it could also be the way you hold your brush, which is like the further back you hold your brush, the less like control over the brush you have. So it's going to be a lot lighter on your eye, so you're not just depositing a bunch of like color in one place, if that makes sense. You're kind of like just barely touching your eye and letting it blend evenly, because when you choke up on the brush like this, it's like a pencil. Like you have like way too much control, if you see what I'm saying. So if any of you ever struggle with that, try holding the brush back just a little bit, and that should help. Another thing that I have like kind of learned over the past, I don't know, a couple months when I've been trying a little bit harder on my eyeshadow is if you are trying to like follow a look, or you're like, oh, I really like this, I want to try this out, and you're like, damn, it just doesn't look the same. It could be like the opaqueness of the color that you're putting on. So, for example, I end up not liking any of my eyeshadow looks that I do when I don't make like the outer corner or the places that are supposed to be dark enough. Like if I don't put enough product there and like kind of really take my time and keep kind of going over it until it is dark enough, because otherwise it kind of just looks like blown out, like not finished, if that makes sense. So if you ever feel like maybe your eye look isn't turning out the way that you thought it would, maybe try making the colors a little bit more opaque where they should be, you know, dark. Tips on tips coming your way. Hopefully they're helpful. And hopefully this video isn't like 30,000 years long. I don't know. It probably will be. First one in a while. Gotta have one. Gotta have a little chit chat, you know what I'm saying? Do you guys like that? Do you like when I talk? Like when people talk, me, anybody, like during their video, or you just like shut up and get to it, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I watch videos and I'm like, can you just stop talking, please, and just do what I'm here for? Do what I came here to see. Okay, so now I'm going to dip back into Devilish, this shade right here. And I'm going to kind of like spread that all over my lid, because I'm going to go with a little bit of a smokier eye. And this is back to the Luxie 229 Taper Blending Brush. And I'm actually going to add a little bit of Bing, that brighter, more electric shade right here, to that as well, just to kind of like make it pop a little bit more. I kind of love to add shadows that are like electric to looks that aren't, if that makes sense. Oh, yep. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, so I'm going to admit something. I'm going to cheat right now. I want my outer corner to be just a little tiny bit darker. So I'm not cheating too bad. This is the Urban Decay Born to Run palette. And it is my favorite palette right now. So I'm going to just take the darkest shade in there besides black. It's called Punk. It's such a dirty palette, but it looks like this. And then I'm going to go on the outer corner with that just a little bit. I mean, this look is fine without that. I just want it to be just a smidge darker. Just like that, not too much. I mean, honestly, you can get away with this without doing this. I just really wanted it to be a little bit darker on the outer corner. So now I'm actually going to use the brush that it came with, the Naked Cherry brush. Looks like this. You've got this smaller end on this side, and this is more of like a fluffy blending brush. All right, but I'm going to take the smaller end and go underneath my eyes with Bing, which is that electric shade right here, and go all the way underneath and across my eye. Another thing I love to do is put that like more electric shadow underneath the eye to make it kind of really pop. I'm trying to decide if I want to use any of the shimmery shades in the palette. I kind of like it matte, honestly. I don't know, it's hard. Okay, all right, I think I'm going to put this one called Drunk Dial, this kind of shimmery shade. I'm going to put that on my finger and kind of pat it on the outer corner. See what we think about that. I think it's pretty. Okay, so we're doing it. Okay, I think I'm going to leave the rest matte. Is that weird? I don't know. I'm just going to do that. I love all the shimmers. I just kind of like this look without a shimmer like on the front of the lid. But I am going to take a little bit of Privacy, that darker shade, and go below my eye, just in the outer corner to darken it up just a little bit, kind of like pinch off the end of the eye. Now let's look at the eyeliners. We've got two here. We've got this one called Love Drug, which is a purpley shade. It looks like it would go perfectly. And then Black Market. This is like a sparkly black question mark. I guess it's not really sparkly. Okay, so I'm going to put Black Market in my tight line. So I'm going to put that in my tight line, which I'm just going to go like this. And then I'm going to put Love Drug, the purpley one, in my waterline a little bit, but just on the outer part of it. So before I do mascara, I'm going to do the rest of my face so I can decide if I want to finish the eye any different way. So let's open this blush palette. So here's what we're looking at. Two highlights and a blush. So I'm probably not going to use too much highlighter. I don't think for this look, this smoky look, I think we're going to stay matte. So I'm going to use the blush right here. Tap off the rest on the back of my hand. And then we're going to apply. Oh, and this is a Luxie 504 large angled brush. Okay, like I said, I'm probably going to stay away from highlighter for the most part. I might dip into this highlight shade right here just a tiny bit. Just give it a little bit of a highlight. Not too much, just a teensy winks. Last thing to do before mascara is lips. So we've got two. We've got Cherry and Juicy. I bet you could guess what Cherry looks like. So this is their packaging. Super cute, as always. Little cherries on it. Okay, so this is Juicy. It's kind of like a sparkly color. Like a sparkly nude orangey color. I'm not good at describing. You can see it with your eyeballs. And then this is Cherry. Ooh, she's dark. I love the dark. Okay, well, I think we're gonna have to go with dark. Even though this is like kind of a darker eye, I think we're gonna go with a dark lip too. Am I breaking rules? I don't know. Do I care? I don't know. So let's put this baby on. So I guess we're going like very vampy today. Vampalicious. Okay. Okay. Well, I love that color, but it looks super weird with no mascara. I'm using the Too Faced Better Than Sex waterproof mascara. It's my favorite, so we're gonna use that. Okay, so mascara's on, and now for the last step, which is the setting spray. I'm excited to try this. Okay, and again, we've got a cherry. A little cherry. I think this is like great collection for fall. I mean, this is like the vampy look of my dreams, so pretty happy about it. You know what I mean? It smells good, but it does smell a little hairspray, I'm gonna be honest. But maybe that was just first whiff. Let's try it again here. Ready? Oh, I got more cherry on that one now that it's like on my face. Okay, no, I smell the cherry a lot more. Okay, first smell, I smelled hairspray. Gotta be real. But that, just like putting it on me, it smelled a lot more like cherries. Cherries. All right, so here is the final look. I really, really like it. This is like the the cherry eye of my dreams. I didn't even know I wanted a cherry eye until now. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this collection. The eyeshadow palette definitely met my expectation for like a Naked or Urban Decay palette. Like I said, I love them, so I'm probably biased, but I really love this palette. You guys watched me put it on for the very first time. I didn't have any issues with it. It was super pigmented, a little bit of fallout, but like I said, that's kind of how all their shadows are, and I'm fine with it, so, you know. I think the one thing that was a little bit disappointing maybe in this collection is the highlight and blush palette. I like this. It's so hard to see. It's like blinding. This like more champagne shade, and I like the blush shade. But this highlight shade, I swatched it, and it's just a little like chunky. Like And it's also just like too light for me. I feel like I just wouldn't really wear this, maybe like as an eyeshadow, but still it's like kind of a chunky highlight. So that is kind of the one thing I will say. If this was something I was purchasing, I would definitely buy the eyeshadow palette. As always, I love the eyeliners and I love the lipsticks. This is probably the one thing in the collection that I probably wouldn't purchase myself. I just think it's kind of like, you know, whatever, honestly. But everything else I really like. I love how the look came out. I hope you guys do too. I'm happy to be back on here after like a long time. Maybe we can talk about that in another video. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, this talk through, whatever it is. Let me know if you guys go out and try this for yourself. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Tell me in the comments. I love you guys. I'm happy to be on here and hanging out with you guys again. I will see you very soon. Halloween is coming up, so we shall see what we do for Halloween. I also post new videos every day on Instagram, so if you guys want to see more of me, go check me out there. Lots of hair tutorials, lots of tips, tricks, hacks, things like that. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like me and you want to see more things like this, you can subscribe to my channel. And if you're already subscribed and you haven't hit that little bell notification yet, go ahead and do that because it'll tell you when I post. And if I go on a hiatus like I have the last like 4 months, you'll know when I come back. But I'm gonna try and not do that. Okay. Anyway, I love you guys and I'll see you in my next video.